Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's Gary Foods TV, and I'm jumping on here today, whenever you see this, to make something that I came up with when I was in the grocery store. You know, I'd be in the grocery store and then shit just hit me, and I'd be like, damn, that would taste good with that, that would taste good with that, and I just combine it all together. So I'm gonna have a steak that's gonna be on the first layer. On the second layer, I'm gonna do blue cheese with a sage and butter mix, so it's gonna all be infused together, and then I'm gonna do blackberry juice all on top of that. This is what I be coming up with in my head. It's the same with art, culinary art. It's that same thing in my mind be working the same way. So I be in the kitchen, you know, experiment with different things. So we're gonna experiment with this tonight, see what we come up with. Let's jump in. Salt them up, all you need to. I'm using a finer salt. The finer all your ingredients, the better, you know what I mean? Hit it. Black pepper across the steak. Flip it around. We're gonna make sure we wash this off. Black pepper on that side too. You should know how to do that. That's simple. That's simple. You should know how to do that. So after you salt and pepper the steak, you wanna swing it around here. Swing it around for y'all. Boom. Boom. That's what we headed next. Cast iron skillet. Make sure it's nice and hot. You can always check the heat with a little bit of butter. As you can see, it's nice and hot for me. We're gonna put these on. We're gonna monitor these very closely. We're gonna monitor these very closely. Let's scoop the rest of this butter in there. Oh shit. Let it sit in there in a bed of butter. This is the Agur cheese while that's heating up. You see that's blue cheese, pretty much from France. Cost you about $10 a block. You want Kraft on your shit, or you want blue cheese like this on your shit? It's up to you. The choice is yours. We won't let that butter melt down. Look, so the goal here is not to melt the cheese. We're not melting the cheese, we're just getting it into a nice creamy spread with infused sage. You know what I mean? If you don't know what I mean, I'm gonna show you. This is the sage, right there. Chiffonade it up. We're gonna go ahead and put that in the butter. The sage. A little bit more butter. We're gonna let that sage and that butter kind of like come together. You know what I mean? This is a lot, so what I'm gonna do is just take like half of that. Put that in there. And you don't want that to burn either. So my bad, my heat was a little high. You want that on low. We ain't doing nothing but mixing that cheese up in there with that butter, and we're gonna create a nice little sage topping for the steak with this blue cheese Agur from France. Alright, so the third step, once we got that done, steaks is still going. We're gonna make sure we check those periodically and give them a flip. Maybe even add more butter if we need to. Third step, we're gonna go ahead and get the sweetness of this dish going by adding blackberries, some red wine, and a little brown sugar. I'm gonna use this little baby ass pan to get it done. You don't need a big ass pan. You do a baby pan. I don't even know why I cooked 2 steaks. I only needed 1, but I'll show you what to do with 1. Baby ass skillet for my son. Maybe he can grow up and cook an omelet in that. Check my steaks before I move to this step.